It's almost time for kids' time. We're gonna be late.
It's time to share. There's a world out there looking for a friend like Jesus. It's time to share. There's a world out there. Let's tell him that he loves us so. Let's tell him that he loves us so. Kids time. Kids time. Kids time.
Hi, boys and girls. Have you ever read a story in the Bible that made you wonder why God allowed something to happen? Or why one small detail was so important to God? I figured out something about the Bible and about God. Do you know what it is? God always has a reason for the way He does things and for the way He asks us to do things. Sometimes we don't understand His reasons right away, but He always does what is best for us. In our Bible story today, God asked a man to do something a certain way. Well, actually, He asked him not to do a certain thing. And of course, there was a reason. God was showing him something very important and wonderful by asking him to do a very little thing. Only this man had to learn the hard way that God's plan is always the best plan. You'll find out what it was in our story today, but first, it's time for Nature Time.
Oh, hey everyone, it's me, Rich Aguilera. I'm so happy to see you. You know me, I'm taking pictures of some of God's amazing nature. It's everywhere. Well, I'm glad you're with me here today because I want to talk to you about one of the most feared animals in the world, sharks. A lot of people are afraid of sharks simply because they don't know a lot about them. You know, it is very human to fear things that we don't understand. So that's why today, our goal is going to be to learn about sharks. What are we going to learn about?
Sharks.
That's right, sharks. Sharks are fish, so they live in there. There are over 400 different kinds of sharks out there. Different sizes, different appearances, and different behaviors. You know, a lot of people mistakenly think that all sharks like to just bite people. But really, there are only a few kinds that ever attack humans. The great majority of sharks have no interest in you. Phew, that's good. The majority of the bites come from great white, tiger, and bull sharks. That's it. And when they do bite, it's because they thought you were something else, like a seal or a turtle. It's not like they're wandering around looking for people. No. Hey, in order to learn a little bit more about sharks, we're gonna have to go and see them. Come on. Well, the best place to see sharks is in their natural habitat. A habitat is where creatures live, and sharks live in the ocean. What is the name of the place where they live in?
Habitat.
That's right, their habitat. Our plan today is to go visit some sharks in their habitat, the ocean. So the plan is we're going to take a boat and go about 3 miles out into the ocean to a place where the sharks hang out.
First, our guides take us way out into the ocean on the boat. As soon as we get there, we can already see the sharks in the water, circling the boat. A strong cage is then put in the water. The idea is that I'll be getting inside that cage so I can get as close as possible to the sharks in their habitat. Sharks are fascinating animals. They are fish, but they are a little different than most fish though, because instead of a bony skeleton, their bodies are supported by cartilage. What's it supported by?
Cartilage.
Yeah, cartilage. That's the same stuff that supports your nose. One of the hard things that they do have in their body is probably their most famous feature, their teeth. Sharks usually have several rows of very sharp teeth. The bizarre thing is that their teeth are not like ours, which are embedded in bone. Theirs are embedded in their gums, which is why their teeth fall out easily. That's why sharks are always in the process of growing new teeth. Because of that, some sharks can go through up to 30,000 teeth in a lifetime. How many teeth?
30,000.
Yeah, 30,000. That's a lot of teeth. Most sharks have 8 fins, but even with so many fins, they do not have the ability to back up like other fish. They only go forward. That's pretty much the most important thing anyway, because they constantly need water flowing through their gills. Otherwise, they wouldn't get enough oxygen to survive.
Well, I hope you look at sharks a little bit differently now that we know a little bit more about them. You know, taking pictures reminds me of all the stuff that we learned today. If you want to see the pictures, you can. Just go to our website at kidstimeforjesus.org and click on Nature Time. Well, I'm already looking forward to seeing you next time. Remember, God is the creator. Nature is his masterpiece. See ya.
Welcome to Learning Time. Today we are at the International Pathfinder Camporee in what state, y'all? Wisconsin, and we're camping. Have you had a good time camping?
Yeah!
Hey, let's find out who some of our helpers are today, and where are you from, and what's your name?
My name is Evan, and I'm from California, San Diego.
I'm glad you're here, and how about you?
My name is Robert, and I'm from San Diego, California.
Oh, I'm glad to have you right here, and we've got somebody on a very bright shirt.
My name's Alexis, and I'm from Waycross, Georgia.
Cool, Waycross, Georgia. Man, you're from all over the place, and we're here with about 45,000 Pathfinders. Are you having a good time?
Yeah!
Well, today we're going to do some science right here, and we're going to be doing the science of throwing. You like to throw things?
Yeah!
Well, here, grab a ball. I've got some helpers. What we're going to do is we're going to throw a tennis ball. And then when we throw a tennis ball, we'll use our arms, and that's a lever. And that's a really good thing to have levers on our bodies, right?
Yeah!
Cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to have them throw, and you might want to do this at home, and this would be really cool, but we're going to try to see how far they can throw the tennis ball. And then we have 5 helpers. Raise your hand. Where's our helpers? They've got these cones right here. They're going to measure, they're going to mark where you throw the ball, okay, and how far it goes. And then we're going to have you do it a little bit differently, and that's going to be cool for the science part. So, hey, let's go ahead and separate over here. Let's give them a nice area so they can throw all the way down there. Are you ready? Okay, all right, spread out a little bit. Okay, all right, make sure you're not in front of anybody. All right, here we go. And let's give them a countdown. 3, 2, 1, let's go. 3, 2, 1, and throw that ball way down there. Okay, our markers are gonna mark it. Whoa, look at how far that one went down there. Okay, they're gonna mark our tennis balls to figure out how far they went. Okay, now turn around over here. Let's see what we got. Now, have you ever wanted to throw even farther than that?
Yeah.
Well, you know what we can do? We can use the science of an ancient device. It's called an atlatl. An atlatl was used by people a long time ago for hunting sometimes, and it gave them better skill, and it made them throw things better. So here's what we got. I've got one of these right here for you, so here we go. Go ahead and grab one of those. There we go. We're gonna use our arms in the same way, but now it's gonna make your arm a lot longer, and the ball ought to do what?
Go farther.
It ought to go a lot farther, and that should be really cool. All right, are we ready? Okay, okay, spread out right over here. And are you ready down there? Let's give them a countdown. Let's see if we can go farther. 3, 2, 1, and get that thing going right over there. Whoa, look how far that one went. Look how far that one went. Whoa. Hey, and you know what? Most of them went further than the first time. Hey, come on back over here. Come on back over here. Did you see how far that thing went, those balls went? And why did it go farther? It went farther because what happened to their arm? It really lengthened their arm. Instead of being an arm this long, and now it's from here to there. And we have a very, very long lever. Isn't that cool? That reminds me, boys and girls, because sometimes if we want things to be different, we have to ask, right? Yeah. I think so too. And so if they asked for this the first time, it could have been thrown really, really far. And that reminds me of a text in the Bible, and it's from Matthew 7:7. And Matthew 7:7 says that it says, "Ask and you shall" what?
Receive.
Receive, because sometimes we don't ask God, we don't ask Jesus for help, and He wants to help us all the time. Isn't that cool? Yeah. I think so too. Remember, when we learn more about science, we learn more about our Creator, God.
These cookies smell delicious, and they're my favorite.
They sure do smell delicious. Oh, they look amazing.
I think I'm gonna eat one, like, right now.
No, Miss Brenda told us not to eat any before dinner.
She won't mind if there's just, like, a few missing.
Hi, kids.
Hi, Miss
Brenda. We were just talking about how much we were looking forward to dinner.
Oh, really now? That's not what I heard. Kids, I realize that sometimes self-control isn't always easy, is it? Would you like to hear a story?
Ooh, we love stories.
Well, I'd like to tell you a story about a man who had trouble with self-control, and his name was Samson. The family of Manoah lived near the hill country overlooking the Philistine plain. And one night, an angel of God appeared to Manoah's wife, bearing a message of a son. When she shared the message with her husband, he prayed that the angel would come again.
There, just as I told you, the angel of God has appeared again. God has answered your prayer. Let him repeat the message to you.
Are you the man who spoke to this woman?
I am.
Let your words come to pass. What will be the boy's rule of life and his work?
Indeed, you will both be blessed with a son. He will be stronger than any other, a Nazarite from birth that will begin the deliverance of Israel. While a child, you shall have no drink of the vine, nor other strong drink. You shall eat nothing that is considered unclean. And also, the same shall be for the child. He is to be denied strong drink and unclean meals. But most importantly, let no razor come to touch his hair. This is the will of God.
Yes, it shall be done. And we shall raise this child as you have instructed.
Samson's parents did exactly as the angel instructed them, and Samson grew up to be a very strong man. His strength was so impressive that he attracted a lot of attention.
Oh, Samson, you are so strong.
I know. Let me show you.
But Samson did not use his strength for good. And in spite of what God had planned for Samson, he fell in with the wrong crowd. He became friends with the Philistines, and they were enemies of the Israelites. Against his parents' wishes, he married a Philistine woman. Of course, it ended badly, and Samson took his anger out on her people by burning up their fields, destroying their vineyards, and killing 3,000 Philistines with the jawbone of a donkey. After his victory, the Israelites were inspired. They fought for their freedom, and they rewarded Samson by making him a judge. But he hadn't quite learned his lesson yet.
So what did he do?
Well, that's a good question, Kylie. Do you know Samson placed too much trust in his own physical strength and forgot where his problems had come from in the first place? Eventually, Samson found himself taken by the beauty of another woman, and her name was Delilah.
Delilah, listen. You're being paid to find the source of Samson's strength. Now, what's taking so long?
I just need a little more time. Now go with haste before he returns.
We'll go, but you better find out that secret.
Samson, welcome home, my dear. Oh, it's so good to see you.
Delilah, you grow more beautiful with each passing second.
You claim to love me. Is that right, my dear?
Yes.
Well, since you love me so much, you would never keep anything from me, would you?
Of course not.
Well, then tell me this. What is the source of your strength? Is there anything capable of weakening you? Please don't lie to me again. First, it was fresh bowstrings. And when I tied your hands with them, you broke them like they were straw. And then you lied again and said that new rope would take away your strength. But no, you broke those as easily as the bowstrings. And the last time I asked, I wasted all that time weaving your 7 braids into the loom. And when you woke up, you not only freed yourself from the loom, but I had to buy a new one. Now stop lying to me. If you truly love me, you would stop making such a fool out of me.
Delilah, I'm sorry. I will tell you the source of my strength. But you must never tell anyone. My hair has never been cut. And if a razor were to cut off my hair, I would lose my strength.
Your hair? Truly? Let me get this straight. If your hair is cut, you will be as weak as any other man?
Yes, Delilah. This is my secret. My hair must never be cut.
Samson doesn't seem very smart. Did he really think he could trust Delilah?
Well, that's a good point, Ethan.
I just want to know if she cut his hair or not. So did she?
Yes, she did. She told the Philistines what Samson had said, and the next time they came, they shaved off his hair as soon as he fell asleep. And so, for the first time in his entire life, Samson's hair was cut. Without his strength, he was easily taken prisoner. And then the Philistines paid Delilah for a job well done.
Oh, Samson, the Philistines are upon you.
To celebrate the victory over their long-pursued enemy, the Philistine royalty threw a great feast in the temple of their god, to which Delilah was invited. After being captured, Samson's eyes had been gouged out, and he had been thrown in prison. But this celebration called for his presence. A blind Samson was brought out of prison and brought to the temple to provide entertainment for the guests.
Attention, everyone! Our God has delivered into our hands Samson, our enemy!
Samson had been a prisoner for so long that his hair had started to grow back, and with it, his strength.
Can you take me to the pillars? I have no one to blame but myself. I was given a great gift, and I turned away from God. Father, you have not forgotten me. I pray to you, give me strength, just this once, that I may destroy the Philistines, even if I must die too.
It seems to me like Samson was like the strongest man in the world.
But he was also very weak. He made some really bad choices.
You're right, Kylie. And you're right, Ethan, too. But God wants us to make the right choices, doesn't he? And he wants us to live long and happy lives. And we can do that by following his plan and trusting in him, even when we're tempted to go against his plan. So remember, even when it's hard, trust in God and do what you know to be right. Well, kids, it's almost dinner time.
Well, we'll help you set the table for dinner.
And then we can have some of your delicious cookies after dinner.
That's a good plan. Let's get started, kids. Let's get the plates over there.
More about Jesus I would know, more of his grace to others show, more of his saving fullness see, more of his love who died for me, more about Jesus, more about Jesus, more of his saving fullness see, more of his love who died for me.
Hi, boys and girls. It's time for Miss Brenda's Book of the Day. And today's book is by Stanley M. Maxwell, and it has a funny title. It's called Him Big God Day and Other Remarkable Sabbath Stories. Isn't that kind of funny title? Him Big God Day. Well, it's filled with mission stories, and you will want to read this book. I'm excited to have this time with you. I thought today I would share some of your letters that you've written telling me what you do to share Jesus. Kids Time has been on the air for almost 15 years, and over the years I've received letters from over 119 different countries. Isn't that amazing? And today I also want to invite you to join our Kids Club and sign up for our Bible lessons. We have over 30,000 kids enrolled in Bible studies right now today. And I am praising Jesus for each one of you. So if you are not yet signed up for our Kids Club, go to kidstimeforjesus.org and sign up today, won't you? And when you're all done with the lessons, guess what? We're going to send you a brand new Bible absolutely free. Isn't that wonderful? Well, somebody that's joining us today while I read the letters is Maxwell. Hey, Max. Maxwell is doing what Maxwell is famous for, and that is he's sleeping. Yes, Maxwell's famous for sleeping, and there is a reason why Maxwell's so sleepy. So many people will ask me, why is Maxwell so sleepy? Do you drug him? And no, we do not drug him. We don't do anything to make him sleepy. In fact, when people ask me, do you know what I tell them? I say Jesus makes him sleepy, and they're all like, what? And yes, that's true. The secret of why Maxwell is so sleepy is in my bedtime story books. I have 5 books, Miss Brenda's Bedtime Stories, and in volume 1, there's a chapter called Maxwell the Kids Time Dog. And the secret why Maxwell's so sleepy is in that volume 1, Maxwell the Kids Time Dog. It's a pretty amazing story. I think you'll like it. Well, Maxwell's sleeping, but you're not. Let's read some letters. I have a letter here from St. Lucia. And let's see, oh, we have a picture, and I love the pictures. Thank you, boys and girls, for the pictures. There's a picture right there, and let's see what she says. Dear Miss Brenda, my name is Darcel, and I'm 10 years old. I love watching Kids Time, and my favorite parts are learning time and story time. I share Jesus by singing, and I also share him everywhere I meet, and I can't wait to meet Jesus in heaven. I am praying for you too, your dear friend, Darcel. Darcel, thank you for your letter, and thank you for your prayers. That means a lot to Miss Brenda. I really appreciate your prayers, boys and girls. So many of you write and tell me you're praying for me, and that's one of the best things people can do for me. I thank you for that. This letter is from North Carolina, from Emily. Now let's see what Emily's got a picture too. And let's see, oops, I had to tear it off of here. Let you see that picture. There it is. There's Emily. It said, "Dear Miss Brenda, my name is Emily, and I'm 9 years old and in 4th grade. I'm in homeschooled, and I really like it. I live in North Carolina, and I share Jesus by holding doors open for people and smiling at them in the store or the school or the library or wherever I am. I am enjoying the Bible lessons you sent. I love Jesus, and I'm learning a lot about him. Please give Max a pat for me. Love, Emily." Well, Emily, I'm just going to give Maxwell a little pat right here. And see there? Hey, Max, that's from Emily. Well, I want to thank you so much, Emily, for your letter, and I'm glad you're enjoying the lessons. Keep doing the lessons and finish so that you can get your free Bible, okay? And every time you get an envelope from Miss Brenda in the mail, I put a little surprise in there for you, too. I love surprises. Well, I want to thank Maxwell for joining us today, and Maxwell's still enjoying his snooze. Boys and girls, wherever you go, whatever you do, I want you to remember, it's kids' time to share Jesus.